Hi class, today I'm going to show you how to multiply using the standard algorithm. We are going to use a method of remembering the steps that's called the turtlehead method. So for our example, we are going to multiply two two-digit numbers. One of them will be 85 and the other will be 72. Okay, we set it up like a standard multiplication problem, and then we're going to start looking at our steps. So step 1 says draw the turtle's head. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the turtle's head, and then I'm going to check off step 1 to remember that I already did it. The next step says I'm going to multiply by the number in its neck. So I'm going to look at the turtle's neck, which is right here, and it shows me that what I'm multiplying first is going to be 2 times 5. It says to remember to drop the ones and carry the tens over to the tens place. So in this case, 2 times 5 is 10. I'm going to drop my ones. I'm going to carry my tens over to the tens place. Then I'm going to check off step 2 so that I can remember that I've already done that. Now I'm going to go to step 3, and it says now multiply by the number in its head. So I'm still using my 2. Now I'm going to multiply by the number that's in its head, which is the 8 in this case. 2 times 8 is 16. And I'm going to remember that I need to add my number that I regrouped. So really I'm going to put 17. I'm going to check off step 3 because I've now multiplied by the number in its head, which is in the tens place. And then step 4 is my step that's really 3 steps in one. So I'm going to check off carried numbers. So I'm going to check off my 1. I'm going to draw a collar. And now when I draw a collar, I want to draw it over the 2 because it's meant to help me remember that I've already used the 2 and I don't need to multiply by that again. And then the last thing is I'm going to drop an egg, which is really a 0. The reason that we drop a 0 is because now we're going to multiply by the tens place, so all of our digits need to move one place over. I'm going to check off step 4 that I've already done it, and then step 5 says I'm going to repeat steps 2 and 3 using the number in the tens place. Well, the number in the tens place is my 7, and step 2 says I multiply by the number in the turtle's neck, which would in this case be the 5. I'm going to remember to drop the ones and carry the tens over. So 7 times 5 is 35. I'm going to drop my ones and I'm going to carry my tens. Step 3 says now multiply by the number in its head. So again, I'm using my 7 now and I'm multiplying by the number in its head, which is the 8. So 7 times 8 is 56, and then I have to remember to use my number that I regrouped, so I'm going to add that in. So 56 plus 3 is 59. And now I have my partial products. I'm going to check off step 5. Now I'm going to look at step 6, which says that I'm going to add my partial products together. And I want to make sure they're lined up by place value. Using chart paper like this can help you to line them up. Otherwise, you just want to check to make sure your ones are with your ones, your tens are with your tens, etc. So we're going to add these up. 0 plus 0 is 0. 7 plus 5 is 12. 9 plus 1 plus 1 is 11. And 1 plus 5 is 6. So my product of 85 times 72 is 6,120. I'm going to check off my last step. And then you can always use a different strategy to check your work. So in this case, I'm going to check my work using the area model. In this case, I have 85 times 72, so I'm going to break up 80 plus 5, which is 85. And 70 plus 2, which is 72. Okay, remember from area model that we go left top first, which means the left number multiplied by the top row. So here would be 80 times 70. Then we do the right number multiplied by the top row, so here would be 5 times 70. Then the left number with the bottom row is 80 times 2. And the right number with the bottom row is 5 times 2. We know when we multiply multiples of 10 that really here we're doing 8 times 7, which is 56. And we have 2 zeros in the factors, so there should be 2 zeros in my product. Same thing when we do 5 times 70, we're doing 5 times 7, which is 35. And we just drop that 0 from our factor into our product. Here we have 80 times 2, which is 8 times 2. And then we drop our 0 from our factor into our product, and then 5 times 2 is 10. When we do area model, we add up all those partial products. So we're going to do 5,600 plus 350 plus 160 plus 10. And let's see if we have the correct answer. 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 1 is 11, and 5 plus 1 is 6. All right, looks like we have 6,120 and 6,120. So hopefully this helps. Thanks for listening.